Okay, it's another of our monthly coaching call, and I'm so delighted, excited, enthusiastic to see you here today. And I trust we're going to have an amazing time together. So, could you indicate your name, where you're watching from, so we can send a shout out to you? Yes. And if you are a new subscriber, you're welcome. If you are a returning member or subscriber, we love you. Such a joy to have you here. So if you are here to subscribe to this YouTube channel, please do so. Please do well to subscribe, do well to like, and do well to also share. All right. Please let's do well to share so that others can join and be a part of this session today. It's going to be an insightful time. You're going to be learning a lot. All right. Please confirm if you can hear me clearly. Kindly confirm if you can hear me clearly. Today we are going to be talking about something that is very pivotal. If we can pay attention to this, we'll be able to redefine our realities, our experiences, and also live a better life going forward. All right. So I want to enjoin you to pay that attention. Um, Even as we have this session today, I just want us to take a moment to invite other people to join. Let's invite more people to join. Let's invite more people to be a part of this session today. You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome, 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 welcome. All right. So today we're going to be talking about from the theme or the title, Twisted Truth. That's the focus for this month's coaching call. Twisted Truth. All right. And I was just reflecting and also looking at certain experiences, looking at certain occurrences, and I saw how that the when we don't intentionally curate how we interpret things, there's a tendency of us to have a wrong there's a tendency for us to have a wrong um foundation. All right, you're welcome. So I was saying that we must be intentional about curating our truth, creating experiences, interpreting it correctly. Because when we don't interpret it correctly, it of course affects our realities. It affects our personal experiences. All right. So today um I want us to have an open heart even as we have our conversation today. So I will start by asking you a question. How many of you have ever made a conclusion or a decision based on an event, an experience, or an occurrence? Have you ever made a decision, you know, maybe based on an experience, something happened, and you just made a conclusion, or there was an event or there was an occurrence, and you made a decision from that occurrence? Have you ever had such case before? Say, for instance, when we look at the secular world, um, a person's a person's comment about maybe a product, all right, and maybe mass agreement to that person's comment, has the tendency of affecting your perception about that product. Take for instance, someone comes to give a review about a mobile device, a mobile phone or something, and you've not even gotten it, right? And based on what someone said, and of course, supporters from all over, you have a tendency of having a perspective, a perception about the product without even using it first. All right, without even using it first. So, and this is one of the basis for this conversation today, so that we can rewire our perception, so that we can intentionally curate our realities and experiences. Are we still together? Please confirm if you can still hear me. I'm honestly waiting for our feedback. Great, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. So, and that's one of the reasons why we're having this conversation. Twisted truth, all right. Not taking I wrote that one experience, different conclusion. So we are going to be reviewing this today. I want to encourage us to please kindly share the link to this session, so that other people can also participate. They can join. They can be a part of this live session today. And if you are yet to like, please kindly do so. All right. I believe you are doing that already. And I need to see some energy in the room before we go on. I'm not feeling us yet today. So I would like to see some energy in the room. If I don't see it, I'm not going to proceed with this conversation. Um, are you really ready for today's conversation? I want to see some comment. I want to see your energy as we proceed. Who is ready? Who is with me? All right. Thank you for the feedbacks. Thank you for the feedback. All right. So now let's get right into the conversation. All right. All right. Let's keep it coming. So I'll start off by saying that some of us are not living, or some of you are not living your real life. You are living a reaction. All right. And the truth is, you don't arrive to your belief. Men didn't arrive at their belief by truth. They arrived there by a reaction. They arrived there by conclusions that came up from maybe what they've seen, what they heard, what someone said, or what happened. So the question I want to ask you first of all is, are you living by headlines or head lies? Did you get that? Are you living by headlines? That is breaking news, so thing happened, or you are living by heard lies? That is lies that you heard or things that you heard. Did you get that? But as individuals, or of course might be here that you don't even follow the headlines, you don't live by headlines or what you heard, you live by the truth. Those are different categories of people. There are those who live by, they allow what they see, what they experience, what they hear, the headlines, the breaking news to determine how their life goes. Whereas there are those who says, hey, no, I'm not falling for this propaganda. I'm curating my own experience, curating my own belief. Are we still together? So the truth is, or the real truth is, um, what is our creator's original intention for different areas of our lives. Take for instance, when you look at men, today one of the things that inspired today's conversation was an event that happened in my nation, Nigeria, just a week ago. All right, where in a particular community, men went on um, men went on. They said they were having a tradition or and whatever, and they went to began to um, they were raping women in public. So, and the truth is, we might think that yes, this event has happened and it has gone. There was police intervention and all of that. But does it still end there? The impact of just that one occurrence, that one situation, you can't fathom it. So, for maybe ladies or women who have the mindset that, oh, men are scum, men are animals, men are this, men are that, don't trust men and all of that, that experience has a tendency to strengthen their already had convictions. But let me not just jump ahead of myself. The fact is, even if certain men did certain things that were not palatable, that was abominable, does that excuse the fact that all men are scum? So I really hope that you will not get too angry before we finish this conversation today. All right. So, but the fact is, even if certain people um, misrepresented a group, a whole, does that mean that when we were originally created, this was the intention of God for us? So when you look at marriage, for instance, so people say because of that, oh no, they'll never give a man a chance. Is that the original intention? So the truth we are meant to live by is not necessarily someone else's experience or reality. It is supposed to be the real intention of our creator. All right, it's supposed to be the real intention of our creator. So before you conclude, before you judge on a matter, before you conclude on a matter, always take a moment to ask yourself that, is this the real intention of my creator on this matter, on this issue, on this event? Is this the real intention of our creator? So why do people come to a place where they make generalizations that influences or impacts their life based off an event, an experience, a pain, someone's action, someone's words? Why do people come to that place? Why do this always happen? I'm going to be breaking it down to us line by line. So, and the first is that the brain is wired to protect and not to interpret accurately. So what this simply means is that when something happens, all right, your mind tries to prevent it from repeating itself. It tries to prevent a repeat. So it creates conclusions immediately that, oh, men are wicked. Oh, love is dangerous. Oh, people will always be people. People will always disappoint you. This, that. And that way, protection without alignment with truth becomes a prison. I'll say that again. Protection without alignment with truth therefore becomes a prison. Do you see that? For instance, an ex broke your heart. And because of that, you conclude that, oh, love is not for me. So your brain is trying to protect you, so called. He's so called trying to protect you, but not in the real sense, it's not protecting you, all right? Because it's not interpreting the situation accurately. So though he's trying to act in your defense, but is he really acting in your defense? So that's number one reason why such things happen, when people have twisted truth, when they don't interpret situations correctly. Someone else failed at maybe something, failed at business. You saw a breaking news concerning your celebrity crush. Oh my god, and you were disappointed, and because of that, you made conclusions that, oh, I'm not going to do this or this or that. That is a twisted truth. Do you see that? Or someone failed at a business. Maybe we've been nursing an idea that, oh, I want to go into this area, I want to do this business, I want to start this, and someone around you maybe started it and started doing it, but didn't finish well, or the business happened to collapse. And because of that, you are afraid to try. That is acting or living from a twisted truth. Or someone mocked your idea, mocked your opinion, laughed at you. You spoke up somewhere, you were laughed at. And because of that, you shut your voice and begin to silence your voice, you begin to shrink, you begin to withdraw. That is acting from a twisted truth. Or someone hurts you, you know, for instance, take this Ozoro men's issue, for instance. And because of that, you just conclude and say, oh man has come. That is concluding or living from a twisted truth. So I hope you are getting the perspective now. So I used to say, but even before that, another reason why this happens is because our pain likes to seek patterns. All right. When people make conclusions like that, hasty generalization is because pain likes to seek patterns. So one bad experience doesn't stay as one. One bad experience doesn't stay as one. So your mind begins to connect dots that were never meant to be connected. Again, referring to the incidents that happened just a week ago in Nigeria, in the particular community, all right, it will begin to perpetuate, all right, continuity. Like I said, maybe someone who already has a perspective towards the opposite sex, for instance, the opposite gender, it just strengthens whatever perspective the person has. And once that happens, pain will continue to repeat itself. Patterns will continue to repeat themselves. Are you getting me? Pattern will continue to repeat themselves. So your mind begins to connect dots. So when someone does something that is looking sneaky to you or something, you person have not even done anything, you're already concluding and drawing all sort of things. That is one of the things that twisted truth leads us to do. Are you getting it? So one man hurts you, then every man they begin to stand trial. Someone says something, then begin to lose trust, begin to see everyone from that lens, see everyone from that perspective. All right. So another thing is that identity gets hijacked. So someone rejects you, for instance, you conclude, oh, I'm not enough. Someone mocks you, you say, oh, I shouldn't try this. A moment happened and you turn it to a definition. You turn a moment to a mindset. All right. You turn a moment to a mindset. That's one of the things that twisted truth, that's what happens when we allow twisted truths. So I've shared this again and again, how that there was a point in my life that I used to feel like marriage was not really for me. All right. Not because I was not capable of love, I was not capable of, enjoying love. But because the examples I saw around me, they were chaotic, full of issues, full of things that are unspeakable. So, and because of one person's reality, one person's experience, one person's um, life, I allowed it to want to become my story, to want to own me. I've shared this again and again and again and again and again. So I gave up on love even before I even tried loving. And that's how many of us are. So, and I realized that if I continue like that, I will just be allowing other people's dysfunction cancel my own possibility. If I had continued to give in to the twisted truth, to the conclusions, to the definitions, to the mindset that has been developed based off what I had seen, I would have allowed the dysfunction I was seeing to define my own possibility, to hinder me from my own possibility, to cancel my own possibility. What's the possibility? That good marriages exist, that true love is real, true love exists. Are you getting it? So you should think about it. Though I had the things I was seeing, they were my own observations, right? But I turned them into limitations initially. They were observations I had seen that, oh my God, I don't think I'm gonna do this. I allowed my observations to become what? my limitation. Until a point came in my life, I decided that, hey, we can redefine this. I began to see, we're still gonna get there, how to deal with um twisted truth. So I was allowing other people's experiences to become my limitation. And this is one of the reasons for this conversation, so that you not allow experiences to continue to become your limitation. What you observe about life, about things happening around, to become your limitation, to become your prison, to become your cage. Are we still together? And that's how people's life gets stolen from them. That's how people's possibility, what they could have enjoyed, what they could have become. All right, that's how it gets stolen from them. That's how it gets stolen. That's how people's story gets. They don't get to live their own life. They don't get to live their own story because they allow other experiences to define their story, to define their life. Twisted truth. So I want you to ask yourself, all right, who told you that other people's outcome have to become your reality? Who told you that other people's experiences have to become your reality? Who told you? So looking at the the Ozoro event, for instance, what happened was a very serious one. It was a painful one. The pain was real. All right. The anger is understandable. Different people began to speak up and say, began to speak up about the event. It is understandable. But we must be careful not to allow the actions of broken people. We must be careful not to allow the actions of broken men define the identity of all men. I'm not here to stand or fight for men. I'm just here to bring a different perspective, peradventure if you are here, and it's just to bring a balance to things. And also bring it into other areas of our lives. Because I've seen that it's not beyond, of course, this. There's a tendency or there's a way that we allow this, apart from, we allow this in our lives. You see something, you observe something, someone does something, and we bring it as our identity. We bring it as our perspective. We bring it as our mindset. We bring it as our reality, as our experience. Do you see that? So yes, what happened was not unacceptable. It was abominable. But we must also realize that, we should not make conclusions on the identity of all men. So, broken men did something, it should not define the identity of all men. Because when we generalize pain, we will misjudge. We will misjudge. So, they are dangerous people, yes, but they are also honorable people. There are good people. Yes, there are bad people, but there are also good people. Yes, there are evil people, but there are also good people. So, because there are terrible men, there are also God-fearing men. Are you seeing that? Because if you allow, if you let pain, if you let issues, circumstances paint everyone in the same way to you, in the same color, you are going to reject what was meant to bless you. That's why I said it, that sometimes people's experiences now become um, a dysfunction that cancels our possibilities. That is what we could have enjoyed. When we allow people's dysfunction, people's experiences, what life, what we are seeing or observing in life or around us, to when we begin to take it as our mindset, when we begin to take it as our truth, we are allowing it to cancel what we could have enjoyed, the possibilities that we could have come into, who we could have become, what we could have had, what we could have enjoyed. Twisted truth. So though there is twisted truth, but there is the real truth. And like I said, the real truth is the original intention in the heart of the creator on different areas, on different things, on different people. All right. So I hope we are learning something. So this, of course, the noise of this event, Ozoro event, has died down, but the impact remains. The impact echoes. The effect echoes, and that's why I'm having this live session to address the effect. So we'll not come to a place that we just have hasty generalizations. The effect echoes, even if the noise, like every other news, has died down. Then another thing I also be saying, the greatest loss is not what happens whether to you or around you. The greatest loss is your definition. It is what you deny yourself because of what happened. The greatest loss is not what happens, but your definition and what you deny yourself of because of what happens. I've seen cases where um maybe someone got betrayed by someone, and because of that you shut out on people, you stop trusting people, you stop releasing your heart to love and all of that, then you are losing out that way. So you doing that, it means you are losing out on the beauty of friendship, losing out on the blessedness of relationships, losing out on the benefits, the many good things that relationships are meant to offer. Copy and paste in different areas. Twisted truth. So, for instance, you deny yourself of love, you deny yourself of opportunities, you deny yourself expression from being you, from living your life. Pain didn't just visit you like that, though. It started leading you and it started stealing from you. So, people think that when pain visits them, it's just a random visit. No, if you're not careful, it will begin to lead you and, of course, steal from you. So are you allowing pain? Are you allowing what you are seeing, what you are hearing, the things happening around you to lead you or to steal from you? Are you allowing it to steal from you? I remember when I was pregnant with my baby, one of the things I was very intentional about was the things I gave myself to, the people I talked to, what I hear concerning pregnancy, concerning delivery and childbirth. Because I've seen how, of course, not to counsel or to diminish other people's experiences, but there's a tendency of when you keep feeding on negativities, feeding on wrong things, feeding on fear, feeding on, it has a way of becoming your experience. And I didn't want to have such experiences. I had to be intentional about what I gave myself to, what I was listening to, who I was listening to, what I was hearing. Intentional about the kind of testimonies regarding childbirth and delivery that I was listening to. Because if one is not careful, it has a way of becoming your own reality and your experience. Do you see that? So pain don't just visit you. Events don't just happen. The news that travel to you, the things you hear, they didn't just come to say hello. If you're not careful, they begin to lead you. And if you're not careful, there's a tendency that it begins to what? Steal from you. So this conversation is meant to help you if you have been allowing things. Maybe you begin to reflect and see that, oh, I've made some conclusions, I've made some decisions based off this. Not because I experienced it, or some might even experience certain things. Maybe you experienced something once, then you made conclusions, then you made decisions based on that one singular experience. This is to help us to come to that place where we reflect, then we begin to retrace our steps. We begin to redefine what we want to have. We begin to redefine our experience. We begin to redefine our realities. Are we together? So I hope my mic is not too loud. All right. I also want to say this, that you are not called to live based off reactions. Just a reaction based life. You see something, your friend tells you something about someone or something, and you just conclude. Always reacting, not always taking time to sit, reflect, then make the right decisions on certain matters. It's a call for us to not be reaction based, but be intentional about our responses to the things, to the occurrences around us. So I also say that you are not an extension of other people's failures. You are not a continuation of broken pattern, or you are not to be a continuation of broken patterns. You are not to be a prisoner of one or some person's pain, words, or actions. So refuse to let someone else's story become your prophecy. Refuse to let someone else's life, someone else's experience become your prophecy. Refuse to let temporary pain make permanent decisions for you. Refuse to allow one-time events make permanent decisions about your life. Refuse to hand over your future to past experiences or to occurrences, either past, now, or whether they be your own or someone else's own. Refuse to hand over your future because of an event, because of an experience, because of a news, because of an whatever. Refuse to hand over your future. Else, you won't fully step into all you are meant to be. And like I said again, I'm going to say this again because I feel we need to hear it. One of the things this does is it hinders us from the possibility that we could have enjoyed, what we could have had. It limits people from stepping into their full destiny, from becoming all they could have become, from enjoying all they could have enjoyed. So refuse to let anything, the pain, the events, experience, what you hear, to become your prophecy. So this wave of twisted truth has to stop. This wave of one event's permanent conclusions has to stop. We are putting an end to it today. One person messed up doesn't mean everybody are a mess. So how do you break free if you peradventure are in a state where, oh, you have made some conclusions, or you are operating or living from twisted truth? All right, it can be what maybe you even heard growing up, what you saw growing up that became a part of you, but is not normal. So we have allowed what is abnormal to become what are normal. So how do we break out of this? Is it possible to break out of it? Yes, it is, and that's why we are here. So what are the steps to take? What are the things to do to be able to break out of twisted truth and to begin to live the real truth that our Creator intended? Number one thing, separate events from identity. I always talk about this a lot in my coaching session, how that we should not allow experiences to redefine us. Because there's a way that you can see something, you can hear something, you can experience something, that it redefines you, it changes your personality. You that you used to be outgoing before, you used to be, all of a sudden, you become meek and gentle. So you must learn to separate events from identity. All right. And there are times that you need to even maybe forgive people and not conclude on people too. Right? Maybe someone made a mistake once. You hear what I'm saying? Maybe someone made a mistake once, and you didn't allow the person to give themselves to give themselves a chance or explain themselves, and you just concluded on that person permanently forever, and you say, "Come up, more." That is, let's not party more. You just conclude on the person based on maybe one action. Learn to separate events from identity, even to us as parents. All right, there's a tendency of the child doing something once, and you begin to call the child by that name. You begin to impact that identity on that child because of one mistake, because of one event, because of one action that the child made. So this is, you can copy and paste this in different areas. You have a co-worker, or you have an employee that did something once that they maybe show up well or whatever, and you just conclude permanently on that person. You begin to see the person from another lens. You allow what the person did, the action, to change how you begin to see the person because of one action. Please, let's learn to separate events from identity. Though there are people who have embraced certain identity, because of course you have to also check the track record of the person, right? If it's someone that's always doing certain things, know that okay, it's like this person, this is how this person's character is, this is how this person, you know, is. All right. So I believe we got that. Separate events from identity. Always tell yourself, oh, this happened, but this is not everything. Someone did something, but that someone is not everybody. One person lied to you. That one person is not everybody. One person cheated you. That one person is not everybody. Everybody is not a cheat because one person cheated you. Do you get it? Moving on. Second thing is to challenge your conclusions. Challenge your conclusions. Always ask yourself, is this fact or fear speaking? So say something happened and you just begin to conclude that, you see, like I said, when one of the things that our brain does, it tries to make conclusions from an event in a way to protect you. So you must be intentional about always asking, wait a minute, is this a fact or is this just fear speaking? Ask yourself, did everyone do this or just someone? Did everyone do this or just someone? A man did something. I don't know what am I talking about. Women to do things. A woman did something. Does that mean all women are doing it? Do you get? Someone did something. Is that someone? Everybody? So always challenge your conclusions. So you know, so how you know if you are guilty of this is when something happens and you're like, this world self, nobody is. You already concluded in the whole of this beautiful world, nobody is good. Nobody is to be trusted. See your statement. Nobody is to be trusted. Meaning that you have concluded that everyone are not worthy of trust. Everyone are not trustworthy. Because of course, when we trace it, it's always down to an issue, down to circumstances. Everyone, no one can be trusted. You have generalized everyone. So certain broken men did something, and we generalize and say all men are this. Do you see that? Someone's marriage failed before your eyes, and you conclude and say marriage is bad. Marriage is not for me. Let me give you an example. If you go eat in a restaurant and you did not enjoy the food in the restaurant, right? Do you go back home and say, I will never go to a restaurant in my life again? I want to get your feedback. If you visit a restaurant and maybe it was not up to your standard, maybe it was what you ordered versus what you got that you experienced, do you say because of that you would never visit a restaurant again? You will never get food again? Or you will stop eating because of it, because of that one restaurant? Is that what you do? No, yes. So we don't do that for the one should conclude on things because of one person's, because of one thing. Why? Or maybe you bought a clothes that was not your size. Because of that, you say, I will not wear clothes again. Who does that? Do you get it? Are you getting it? Yeah. So I'm just breaking down in the simplest way possible for us to understand. Twisted truth. Alright. So let's learn to challenge our conclusions. Challenge your conclusions. Or you used a particular phone brand, you didn't really like some of the features, and because of that you conclude and say all phones are bad, and because of that you stop using phones. Is that possible? Do you do that? So why do you do that for people? Why do you do that for yourself? Why do you do that for others? Why do you do that on institutions that has been created for us and not against us? Marriage, finance, pastors, ministers. Some ministers are doing what they are doing. Does it mean that every ministers are bad? So why do you do that for this? Third thing to do is to rebuild your mind intentionally. So if you notice that, my life has been operating on certain twisted truth. I just heard, I saw, I experienced, whatever. How to, one of the ways to help yourself to come out of that is to rebuild your mind intentionally. And how you can do this is by exposing yourself to healthier examples. I gave the example of when I was pregnant with my baby, and I've observed around me, what women go through and all of that. I don't think it's normal for us to be experiencing certain things, and I don't want to experience certain things. I have to just speak to myself and be honest with myself. And I checked and said, okay, so who around me has had easy pregnancy, easy delivery? That became my focus, because what you focus on grows. What you give your attention to, you know, it grows. It becomes what you experience. So what I don't want to have in my life, what I don't want to experience, I didn't really give it attention. Some people focus on negativity, 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 bad news. If you check their browsing history, if you check all the newspaper they read, if you check the kind of news they give themselves to, is always negativity. How will you be able to even do? How will you be able to think positive? How will you be able to have a positive experience? How will you not be living in fear that way? Negativities. So when the only voice you listen to or that you give yourself to is the voice of impossibility, is the voice of negativity, all right, is the voice of criticism, is the voice of pain, is the voice of all manner of things, vices, evil, then you stop. You won't be able to even see the evidence of what is possible. You won't be able to see the evidence of what is positive when you're always only given to negativities. Pain. What delight, what you delight in are always bad news. Oh, somebody did something, you're always excited. That's what gives you joy. That way you are shutting yourself to what is possible. So when you stop, when the only voice you listen to is the one that says impossible, is the one that says, oh, it's negative, it's bad, then you stop looking for the evidence of the possible, of what is possible, of what you can experience, of what is true. And in that way, the abnormal begins to become what? Normal. The abnormal begins to become normal. So you have to intentionally expose yourself to healthy examples. Expose yourself to healthy examples. So if you see that there are some areas that you are not so enthusiastic about, don't just move on from it. Don't just ignore it. Look for healthy examples and give yourself to them intentionally. No one will do this for you because it's your life. And you have the power to create your world, to create the kind of experience that you have. Secondly, under this, under rebuilding your mind intentionally, is you have to renew your beliefs consciously. You have to renew your mind, renew what you believe consciously. You have to be intentional about it. It won't happen by chance. Your mind will not, you won't just change your mind on something suddenly or by chance. It takes intentionality. So as you begin to even feed on the right things, as you begin to feed on the right examples. Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now? So I said, I think that's what you missed, that when you intentionally feed on the right things, it has a way of impacting your belief system. It has a way of impacting your mind, impacting what you believe, right? Then on this, all right, thank you. Finally, on this part, what to do is to heal and not harden. Heal, not harden. I always say healing is a continual journey. It's something you must choose daily, because there are things that happen to us that want to break us. You must choose not to allow it to make you a broken person. You must choose not to allow you to become a mess. You must choose not to allow it to bring you down. You must choose healing. It should be a daily thing. But today I choose to heal and to live from a place of health. It's a continual thing. So, for instance, we had on block last week. Oh, what a beautiful time! It was so amazing, right? So people feel that, oh, that's just the end of it. No, you have to go back to this again and again and again and again and again and again and again. You have to hear certain things again and again and again and again and again and again and again. So healing is not a one-time event or a once and for all thing. It is something we do regularly. It's something we do intentionally. So heal, don't what? Harden. Healing keeps your heart alive, while hardening your heart keeps your pain alive. So which one do you want to be alive much more in your life? See the rhymes. Which one do you want to be alive much more in your life? Healing, or you want your heart to be hardened? So don't harden your heart towards opportunities. Don't harden your heart towards the opposite sex. Don't harden your heart towards marriage. Don't harden your heart towards businesses, your ideas. Don't harden your heart towards yourself. Don't harden your heart towards people. Don't harden your heart towards love. Healing keeps our heart alive while hardening it and saying, no, I've concluded on this and that's the end of it. It's going to keep the pain alive. So finally, the truth is you cannot control what people do. You cannot. You cannot control what people do, that they should talk to you nicely all the time, that people should behave normal all the time, people should do the right thing all the time. You can't control what people do, right? But you should not, you can take responsibility um over your actions. You can take responsibility over how you respond. You can take responsibility over your emotions, over your belief system, over your mind, over your decisions. You can take responsibility. So even if you can't control what people do, you can control what you do. You can control your interpretation of what people do. You can control, whether you will allow what people do to become a cage. You have a control over that. You can control whether what you are hearing, the news you have seen, the experience that has happened, or whatever happened to you. You can control if it would become your leader. That it's not begin to rule you, it's not begin to lead you. Or you say, no, 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 I don't think I'm doing this today. So you have the power of choice. Alright. So though you might not control what people do, but you can control what it makes of you. You can control what it makes you become. Either a more understanding person or a hard person. So don't let one moment steal your lifetime. Don't let one person define a whole group. Like I talked about, those old people. One set of men, don't allow them to define all of men. And please, don't let pain rewrite who you are. Don't let what you see, don't let what you've experienced, don't let what you hear to define, to rewrite who you are or who you are meant to be. Don't let it steal from you. Don't let it steal what you could have enjoyed. And this is the summary of what this conversation is about. So I believe you've learned something. Let me know in the comment section what stood out for you. If you are yet to subscribe to this YouTube channel, do so now. Alright, so let's hear from you. What stood out for you? What are you going back home with? What are you going home with today? I'm waiting for our feedbacks. Thank you for tuning in today. I believe you had a wonderful time. I did. It's always a joy to be here, sharing with you, being a part of your journey of becoming. Alright, so let's get to hear from you. Oh, it's so good to hear that. What a therapeutic session we had today. Amazing. Thank you. What's that one thing, that one line that stood out for you, that hit you, and you say, I'm going back with this today? What's that one thing that stood out for you? Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share this with all your family, your community, so they can also hear what you are hearing and also become better people. All right, because when each of us are becoming better, of course, the world will be a better place. Of course, our nation will be a better place, right? So don't hoard this. Don't say no. I just do just me and myself. No, share it with all your community, share it with all your family, share it with your friends, so they can also, you know, be helped. Yes, don't let an event be your life's conclusion. Powerful, solid. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Um, so without further ado, I think we'll be calling it a day here today. I'm not sure I'm seeing another comment. This video, of course, will be here for you to come digest again and again and again. When you need to hear this conversation again, you can always come back to it. So you say, don't be saying that. Also, that why is that you are not an extension of other people's failure. Solid. I'm in my tees era, that is my t-shirt era. So I feel like these are some of the things that we should write or even make frames for and just see it every day. Like, oh no, an event should not be my life's conclusion. I am not an extension of someone else's failure. Solid. Thank you so much once again. Till we meet again, I'm the Deborah Adetunji. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share if you're yet to do so. Enjoy your weekend. Goodbye.